Okay, everyone, welcome back to Guy and Game, and I thought we could do a nice little change of pace today instead of a review. I thought I'd have a little go at making some predictions for Danganronpa 2 by 2. We're still awaiting a release date, but you never know, maybe it's coming soon. I feel like my prediction was July. I might make a video about this, I don't know, it wouldn't be much to say. Just since the Danganronpa 2 anniversary is, I believe, in July, and I don't think the game's going to be out by then, so I think it would make sense to announce the release date around then, assuming, of course, it isn't getting delayed till next year, which is also very much in the cards. But yeah, so you'll see here this is a very structured prediction list. I'm not so set in stone, to be honest. This is more so. I'm more so looking just to more make general predictions about killers, victims, and survivors. But I'll try to put it into the usual format because I personally find it more entertaining to do it that way when I'm watching a survivor prediction video, or well, not survivor, you know what I mean, prediction video. Uh, Also, protagonist, support, and antagonist, I'm very undecided on. I don't even know if there'll be a different protagonist, support, and antagonist, but I guess we shall have to see. Okay. Well, let's get into it. Who do I think the protagonist is going to be? Also, not sure why there's two of some characters. That's quite confusing. I'm just going to be ignoring the duplicates. So, I'm going to go ahead and throw out a crazy guess that Monokuma's probably going to survive the game, I would say. I can't see them killing him off. Um, but yeah, let's think protagonist. Who do I think the protagonist can be? Also, another thing, this video is not scripted or anything. I am just thinking this over in real time as you watch me. So yeah, have fun with that. I'm honestly not certain they will do a protagonist switch, but to be more entertaining, I'll be open to it. And if they were to do one, I think everyone's top candidates are Nagito, Chiaki, or Maharu. Let's see. I'd honestly say Chiaki potentially could be our protagonist this time. 'Cause I feel like seeing the game from her eyes could provide a very different route to what we see in the original. Obviously, 2 by 2 is intended to be played after the first, I'd say, the first Danganronpa 2. So we'd know the twist, therefore playing as her wouldn't ruin that. So I think that could often offer a really interesting outlook, and also I think her ideals of hope and everything could be very interesting to see play out. As for support, well, I mean, it would probably be Hajime, but to be honest, hold on. Chapter. Okay, no, I'm just saying it's not chapter one case instead of killer and victim. So I think, to be honest, not to jump the gun here, but I'm going to put this in here now. I think to avoid having Hajime just be the support, I think he'd honestly have to be the first victim, to be honest. We know from Danganronpa V3, we now know how the developers like to fuck with us, given the twist in the first case in that game. But yeah, I think honestly, I don't know if I can see Hajime surviving a full game. The only thing that gives me a bit of doubt is that they might want to play around with the Izuru twist. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right because they didn't really go that in depth on it, but I'm again not certain. So yeah, support. Who would be the support? That is interesting. Out of this lineup, maybe Maharu, I guess, or Monami even. That would be unheard of for the support to be not one of the members of the killing game, but I could maybe see it being Monami since she already pretty much is Jackie's sport in the main game. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, we'll go Monami in there. Also, I don't really care about these three that much since I don't even know where to begin predicting these. Antagonist, I think it would probably have to be himself. Again, not sure what the duplicate things are, but yeah. But do I think Nagito's going to survive the full game? I mean, he's a fan favorite, so I could maybe see him being a survivor this time around. And also, if they do decide to do a branch and timelines thing and have Danganronpa 2 by 2 start a new timeline, I feel like they might want Nagito involved in the future of that. But I mean, they could do that even if he dies, I guess, if they go the whole, all the deaths in this game actually mean nothing thing, and they can all just be woken up. But who would kill Hajime? I think they're probably going to want to get rid of survivors from the last game first. But maybe not. Maybe they'd want to subvert it, I suppose. Um, who would kill Hajime? Obviously, Nagito over there could be a big suspect, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna have him predicted as survivor. We will say, hmm, you know what, we'll just say Akane, maybe? I don't know if I can see her no harm having the intelligence to kill someone. She seems much more as like a victim to me. In fact, yeah, I'm gonna put her. I'm sorry to jump the gun again, but I'm gonna put her chapter 2 victim. Um, who's gonna kill Hajime out of this lot? Honestly, I could see Kazuichi kill her. I know a lot of people can't, but I could see him doing it. I could also see Fuyuhiko if Peko wasn't there to do it for him this time around. So I'd say it's probably down to those two. Let's think. Hmm. You know what? Yeah, let's do Kazuichi killer. I feel like people in the fan base are a little sick of him after he survived last time, I think. I know he has his fans, and I'd consider myself maybe one of them. He's a fun guy, but I think it would make sense for him to die pretty early on this time around, and why not chapter 1? So yeah, moving on to chapter 2, who would kill Akane? I'm almost a little tempted to put Nakamaru, but I think a trap a lot of people fall into when making predictions, I myself included sometimes, is thinking just going when they're doing killer victim, just going the obvious pairings like oh this friend will kill the other friend, like Hiyuko killing Maharu or Fuyuhiko killing Peko or something like that. And I think Danganronpa likes to be a bit more subversive with that, so I don't think I am gonna put Nakamaru as the one to kill Akane. Nakamaru I could maybe see being a survivor this time around, but I am not sure. Hmm, let's think. Oh, I see you, Terry. You're not surviving that long, buddy. I don't find him as annoying as other people do. And also, I think if they played it right, they could maybe make him more likable instead of just being a sex pest. But we'll see how they handle it. Um, who's gonna kill Kane? Okay. I feel like Hyoku's one a lot of people want to see have a big. I definitely don't think Hyoku's gonna be a victim again. But the question is, will she survive or will she be the killer? Honestly, given her and Maharu are kind of a pairing, my prediction would be that Maharu would survive and Hiyoko would die. Let's go through with that, I think. But so Hiyoko would probably be a killer, but again, I can't see them killing her this early again. I feel like she needs to be 4 or 5 for her to really complete her arc this time around. But again, I don't know if her arc would culminate in her being a killer though. But also, I can't see Maharu dying instead of her a second time around, so we're sort of in a tricky spot there. But we'll leave it for now. But yeah, back to the issue at hand. Who's Kanekane? Okay, out of this lineup, maybe Fuyuhiko could be the killer this time around. Given it's chapter 2, it could be. Again, I think it's probably going to be completely different locations and motives, but let's just say for now that it's the same motive. Fuyuhiko could get it mixed up or something, who killed his sister and think it's Akane, and I guess that would be a pretty plausible motive, so we'll go Fuyuhiko and Akane here. Now moving on to chapter 3 case, the double murder of course, unless they decide to break that trope. Who would be in the double murder? I see a bookie down there, but I don't think don't think twice in a row. But also, I'm not sure what they'd really do with her character. I don't know if I see her as a survivor, and I also don't know if I see her as a killer. So unfortunately, she could potentially be a repeat victim, but not in chapter 3. I'm not going to kill her in the same case. Don't worry. Paco, I also think is going to survive. I'll just sneak that in there now. This just sort of helps me narrow down my loot pool, if you will, for what I'm going to do each chapter. Well, this is going to be where we get rid of Terry. You're gone. Gundam? I know Gundam. I know everyone wants Gundam to survive, but hear me out. I don't know if he's gonna. I just don't know. He made it pretty far in the last game. He's obviously not gonna be a killer again. Gundam could die here, I'm afraid. The only thing I'm thinking is it's maybe a bit too close to where he died last time. Hmm. I'm sorry. We're putting Gundam as second victim. And we're gonna put Sonia Nevermind as the killer. I think everyone's predicting this, which is why I'm not certain it will happen, but I mean, it just feels like too perfect of an opportunity to pass up. Ultimate Princess could have such an interesting execution, and given her interest in serial killers and all, while she is a kind-hearted person, I definitely think she probably has it in her to commit murder. But yeah. For usually chapter 5, something to do with the antagonist, which is why maybe I shouldn't have Nagito there. Or maybe just this game the antagonist wouldn't be involved in the chapter 5 murder. I mean, in Danganronpa 1, the antagonist wasn't involved, Byakuya. Hmm. Yeah, I can't see Chapter 5 revolving around Nagato again, so I'm just gonna leave him out. Also, I'm predicting him as Survivor, so we can get in there. Chapter 4, is this where I kill Hyuko? Hmm. I'm gonna say no. Um, let's think. Is this, honestly, I think Mikan sort of has to go here. Oh fuck! But can I have Hyuko kill Mikan, or is that just the most obvious case in the world? Or maybe that's what the the case would be. That's the strength it would play to. Oh no, Hyuko couldn't possibly have done it. That'd be too obvious. But then it just actually is just her. I think that's what we're gonna have to go to because I'm seeing up next at what I want to do, is I think imposter would kind of be perfect for a chapter 5 case, since uh that's got to be the most crazy case in the game all the time. It has to be the most complicated to figure out. And I think having a character like Imposter who's so mysterious can absolutely make a case like that work. And also, I just don't see Ibuki killing someone, so I'm putting her as in the victim slot and Imposter in the killer slot. But honestly, I could see a reality in which the two are shifted. I just don't know which way it would go. But I would definitely predict those two there. You could argue that's maybe too far in for a bookie to make it, but I don't really care. Even if I don't see where our arc would go, I want to see more of her in this game. Okay. Um, I've just even looking this through now, I'm realizing I've fallen into my own trap of doing the two characters in a pair shouldn't be the ones to kill each other 'cause that's too obvious. If you like, look here, I've got Hyuko killing Mika and I've got Sonya killing Gundam. I'm breaking my own rule very explicitly there. And also, I've just realized four of the survivors kill each other in the first two trials, which also might be too obvious. But like I said, this is less of a rigid, oh, this is case by case how the game's going to go, and more so a general prediction of who I think's going to die and or who I think's going to be killer and who's going to be victim and who's going to survive. But like I said, I find it more fun to put it in this format. So, but yeah, lastly, who would be Mastermind? Also, I I don't really know how to import images into this thing, so you might have to bear with me. I don't think it would be either Hajime or Ryoko. I could. Let's see, how the survivors would end these be a worthy mastermind? I don't really see it, to be honest. It might have to be a fake out death from one of these. Uh, hmm. Which one of you would make a good mastermind? I'm looking over. Not really any of you, to be honest. Maybe the twist is the imposter's actually playing everyone in the game, and it's just him fighting himself a bunch of times. But I'm tempted to do Izuru, and the twist is that since it's in a virtual world, it's possible to kill the Hajime half, but the Izuru half like secretly lives on or something. The only issue is that is incredibly similar to the actual Mastermind twist in the original Danganronpa 2, where Izuru is the one who brought the Junko AI on the simulation. So I would like to have a different Mastermind if possible, but I'm just not seeing who it could be. I mean, it would make sense for Nagato to arrange the whole thing to be like to create hope or whatever, but like that's so incredibly obvious. I just don't think it will happen. Do I even think there will be a mastermind? But I do think so. Like, given that there was kind of a lack of one in Danganronpa 2, I know it was sort of Izuru and sort of Junko, but it wasn't really either of them. I think they'd probably want to do a proper one this time, but looking at the survivor lineup and even the deceased lineup, I'm not seeing who it would be. Well, in the interest of time and not sitting here for 20 years to make a decision, I think I'm just gonna have to go and say the mastermind this game is Maru. Yeah, I don't really believe it at all, but given how little we know about her character, I feel like it's something they could do in theory. Like someone we know very little about, like her or Ultimate Imposter, or maybe even a bookie. I don't know. But or like I said, Izuru, but again, too similar. I think to what actually happened in Danganronpa 2. I think it'll probably be someone we don't know a whole lot about, like them, that'll end up getting development and being revealed as the mastermind, if indeed there is one. So yeah, that's what we're going with. So as a breakdown of Gaian's theoretical Danganronpa 2x2. We got Chiaki's the protagonist, Monami is the sport. Jesus, I forgot I did that. Nagito is the antagonist once again. I just don't really see anyone else able to take over that role from him. In case 1, we got Kazuichi killing Hajime, and then we got Fuyuhiko killing Akane. Chapter 3, Double Murder, Sonia kills Gundam and Teru Teru, presumably because Teru Teru's too annoying, and Gundam because, I don't know, maybe he witnesses it, or maybe she just feels like it, I don't know. Chapter 4 case, Hiyuko kills Mikan. Maybe it could be Mikan tries to kill Hiyuko, getting sick of the constant bullying or something, and she defends herself. I don't know, something like that. Chapter 5, Ultimate Imposter kills Ibuki, or Ibuki kills Ultimate Imposter. Again, I'm not really decided, but I don't know if I can see Imposter being a victim again. I mean, I guess another thing is he just seems too sweet to commit a murder, but like we've seen in Danganronpa, sweet characters can definitely be driven to murder if the circumstances fit, like we saw with I'm gonna say spoilers for V3. I'm assuming you've all played it or seen it or whatever. Like Gunta in that game, you would never consider he would commit a murder, but the specific circumstances drove him to it, or at least drove him to being found guilty. Same with Chaki in original Danganronpa 2. Like even if she isn't the type to commit murder due to circumstances, she is found guilty of it. It could be like that sort of deal here. Chapter 5 would be the sort of case to do that fuckery around. I don't know if you can hear that. Someone's just started drawing outside. I'm sorry. And yeah, perhaps most ridiculous of all is Mastermind Maharu theory. So do with that what you will. Our survivors are Monokuma himself, Peko Peko Yama. I don't know why I fucked up the name there. I'm sorry. Nagito, Chiaki, and my goat Nakamaru. Is Nakamaru likely to survive? No, but fuck you. I'm making the list. He's one of my favorite characters. He gets to live. And yeah, that that is Danganronpa 2x2 for sure. And also one last thing, this isn't a theory video. I actually broke into Spike chunsoft and leaked the game. So yeah, this is your lineup. Enjoy. But anyways, that is all I have to do today. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. I'll probably be doing a little more Danganronpa in the future. Obviously, I'll be doing a review of the game when it drops in like half a year or whatever. Um, but even aside from then, I might make some other Danganronpa related content since I'm going through a bit of a phase of it at the minute. So yeah, like and subscribe if you want to see that. I'm a very small channel and I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, thank you and goodbye.